I'm going to recap all the Elite Eight matches to the championship for the NCAA tournament in Division One men's tennis, and I'm going to, in particular, go over what happened in the Final Four matches. Just to give some context there, because it's just like two matches in the championship. Of course, I'll do that as well. It's just doing every single match would take forever. I mean, on who won the doubles and all that, like, and the order of the singles. Same thing goes for the doubles. So, the 1 seed Ohio State beat 8 seed Columbia 4-2. The 4 seed TCU beat the 5 seed Kentucky 5-0 with a rare double clinch. Now the other side of the bracket, like the 3 seed Virginia actually lost to 6 seed Wake Forest 4-1. And I will say that Virginia was down the best player, Chris Rodesh, due to illness. And he won't be participating in the singles tournament either. So, yeah, and there will be a new champion, as you could tell already. And they went back-to-back at that. So, and I'm going to go over a roster outlook for all these teams I made Elite Eights. Just like, and this is pending turning pro and transfer portal. And I already know for a few, like 2 teams, I already lost a guy to the transfer portal. The 2 seed Texas got pushed by 7 seed Tennessee, but Texas won 4-2, so that's that. Now I am going to go over the Final Four matches. So, who won the doubles point between 1 seed Ohio State and 4 seed TCU? The first match to finish was Jake Fernley / Pedro Vives at number 1 doubles, 6-4. But Ohio State won at number 2 doubles, 6-3 with Justin Boulay and Andrew Luchanik. And number 3 doubles was a tiebreaker, 7-6, 7-4 in the tiebreaker. Ohio State won, so they were up 1-0. And here's the catch in all this. How many first sets did Ohio State claim? 2. Everything else was TCU in terms of first sets. But number 5 singles was the first one to finish, and that was Sebastian Gorsny, 6-3, 6-4. Then the number 5 singles, But number 1 singles was next with Jack Pennington Jones over Justin Boulay, 6-4, 7-5. And number 4 singles was Ohio State's Jack Anthrop defeating Louis Maxted, 6-3, 3-6, 7-5. The next one to finish after that is Jake Fernley from TCU against Cannon Kingsley, 7-5, 5-7, 6-2. And the one to clinch was Tomas Jarosek, and he lost the first set 1-6, but the one the next two 6-2 and 7-5. And what's crazy is those 2 players met up each other in the National Indoor Final, and Robert Cash beat them. And thus the final score was TCU 4, Ohio State 2. I'm going to tell you right now, after that Ohio State match against Columbia, I kind of thought they would be in bigger trouble with TCU, especially with Sebastian Gorsny healthy. And they were playing better too. So, yeah. Now, the other semifinal match. Who won the doubles point? So, obviously, the first one to finish in doubles was Elliot Baziri and CM Wolde from Texas, and defeated Holden Coons and DK Suresh, 6-2. The next to finish in terms of doubles matches was Luca Powell and Luciana Taki defeated Lucas Brown and Cleve Harper from Texas. And I will say this too about Texas. They did not have Pierre-Yves Bailey in the doubles lineup, though he played in singles, but the match before he didn't even play singles. So I'm just going to tell you right now about that. It was 6-4 on that match. And then Wake Forest's Filippo Maroney and Matthew Thompson from Wake Forest defeated Micah Braswell and Ishan Tellery from Texas, and that was 6-4. So 1-0 lead for Wake Forest. And the first singles match to finish, by the way, was Elliot Bazzieri, Filippo Maroney. I mean, he's the number 2 guy in the country for a reason. He won 6-0, 6-3. The next spot was Micah Braswell from Texas defeated DK Suresh 6-2, 6-4. The next one to finish after that is Pierre Yves Bailey defeated Luciana Tachi 6-2, 7-6, 7-4 in the tiebreaker. Luca Powell from Wake Forest defeated Cleve Harper 6-4, 7-6, 7-4 in the tiebreaker. So then the last match was number 3 singles, where Giles Arnold Bailey defeated Matthew Thompson 6-3, 7-5. And by the way, Lucas Brown at number 6 singles for Texas was a do not finish against Holden Coons 4-6, 4-5. And the other match, by the way, that was a do not finish. For like TCU and Ohio State was Pedro Vives versus JJ Tracy, where Pedro Vives won the first set 7-6, 7-5 in the tiebreaker, but 6-3 goes for JJ Tracy, and he was actually up 4-3. Now, the national title match, and it's a rematch, and these two teams have played each other 3 times this year, but the last 2 times TCU was banged up and did not have Sebastian Gorsny. And I knew going this match, TCU had to win the doubles point in order to think about winning the match, because they're not going to win 4 singles against Texas. They're just too good. I mean, now the first doubles match to finish was Jack Pennington Jones and Sebastian Gorsny over Michael Braswell and Ishan Tellery 6-3, and the other one was Pedro Vives and Jake Fernley at number 1 doubles, and they defeated Elliot Bazzieri and CM Woldeep 6-4. And that Duncan Chan and Louis Maxted from TCU versus Lucas Brown and Cleve Harper from Texas was a do not finish, but it was like 4-5. So both of these teams split first sets. I'll just say that much. The first one to come off the court was, or about the same time actually, but I'm going to go chronological. It was like number 3 singles with Giles Arnold Bailey 6-2, 6-1 to make it 1-1. But Louis Maxted defeated Pierre Yves Bailey 6-2, 6-4. And I know Pierre Yves Bailey, he was actually he was dealing with some type of wrist injury. And the next match after that was 2-1 there. Then Cleve Harper from Texas defeated Thomas Jarosek 6-3, 6-2 to make it 2-all. Everything else was 3-set matches, by the way. And the first 3-set match to finish was Michael Braswell from Texas defeated Jake Fernley 4-6, 6-3, 6-1. Michael Braswell has not lost a single dual match this year. So yeah, I kind of knew he was probably not going to lose that match right there. Yeah, 3 3-set matches actually, not 4, but you get the whole point. There are a few 3-set matches in there. The next one to finish actually was Jack Pennington Jones defeated Elliot Bazzieri. And Elliot Bazzieri does not hardly lose when you look at the record for this year. And he's been the guy all year long. And Jack Pennington Jones won the match 2-6, 6-4, 6-2. Now, this one was tight at number 5 singles. But Sebastian Gorsny won 7-5, 4-6, 6-3. And TCU wins their first ever national championship. So congratulations to them. Man, that's huge for their program. Now, I will go over the roster outlook for all these teams, and I'm even going to go over like the recruiting aspect. So for Virginia, you will lose how many seniors? Okay, regular seniors like 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. But if you include like grad students like James Hopper and Eduardo Graziani, that's 6 of them. And this is pending transfer portal and also players turning pro. So, yeah, that's. But I do know that Virginia does have 3 freshmen coming in, and granted, they did lose one already because he was just too good to play in college. So it's not including that, by the way. So just to let you know on that. Now, Columbia, how many seniors do they have? And this is in no particular order, by the way. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 seniors, and you all know that for those Ivy League schools, they technically could play another year of eligibility if they were somewhere else, if they so desired. And now how many recruits do they have coming in for next year? They do have like 4 of them. And they are like the number 8 recruiting class in the country. And by the way, Virginia's is like number 1. So yeah. Next up is TCU, and they will lose 2 seniors for sure, but I'm not so sure about Jack Pennington Jones whether or not he's going to return, because he is good enough to be a pro. When you look at the ATP rankings, he could turn pro right now. He beat Elliot Baziri, and you know how good Elliot Baziri is. And currently they do not have any recruits, but this could possibly change between now in the fall and as well as spring, and they're probably going to add somebody, I would think, from there, from freshmen, or even the transfer portal. Now, Ohio State, you got to be kicking yourselves, Ohio State. You lose a lot of seniors, and you were built to win the national title outdoors, and it just goes to show you can't get over the hump in the NCAA tournament. You just can't. I mean, you've been to Final Fours. You've even been to you were in the title match a year ago. And they won the national indoor title. And it was about time for them to do that again. But your goal was the national title, obviously. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seniors gone. And 4 of those are starters in singles. And all 5 of them played in doubles, so double yikes. And I know Ohio State does not have a big recruiting class, so to speak. They only have like 1. However, they had like the rest of the guys on the roster, underclassmen, like redshirt sophomores. So 1, 2, 3 redshirt sophomores or regular sophomores. Then 1, 2, 3, 5 other guys that are freshmen. So they didn't need a big recruiting class, so to speak. But technically they could add through the transport. Now Kentucky, how many seniors do they have? And granted, for some of these seniors, they might be walk-ons. So I don't know how meaningful they're going to be in terms of losses. So they do have 2 fifth-year seniors, as well as 2 other players that were seniors. But one of them is like a walk-on type. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And they already added somebody from the transfer portal and another freshman as well. So they're back to up to 8 already. Now at Tennessee, you will lose Johannes Monday. And that is a big loss. He was your number 1/2 guy all his career, to say the least. And you will lose Angel Diaz and Jonas Lamami as a grad transfer. I'm trying to get to the roster right now. And I apologize if this video is taking longer than just the scores. I just want to go over the roster outlook too. And I already know Tennessee did lose Chris Lee to the transfer portal. He played number 3 singles. So clearly, and that was right after 2 years at North Carolina. So clearly he did not like it at Tennessee and did not even play. So they do lose 1, 2, 3 guys. That are seniors definitely, as well as the 4th guy and Chris Lee. So just to let y'all know there. Oh, by the way, Kentucky does have 2 freshmen coming into like the number 17 class. And Ohio State's 1 commit, by the way, is like the number 25 class in the country. So you got to keep that in mind. And Tennessee only has like 1 guy coming in next year. Just 1. I don't know if they added somebody from the portal yet or not. Now, Texas. Man, that's rough. You're losing a lot of guys that are contributors. Like, your top 2, Ellie Pizzeri and Michael Braswell. It's not including Cleve Harper, Sia Muldeeb, Eshawn Tellery's more of a doubles guy, but you know what I mean. You're losing a lot of guys. Granted, Evan McDonald didn't hardly play. And this is pending other guys turning pro because Gila's Arnold Bailey could technically go pro. And we'll see about his brother Pierre Yves Bailey. And same thing goes for Jonah Braswell. So they do lose like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seniors on their roster. And they don't have a ton of freshmen coming in. I know one of them is already on campus in Calvin Yang. And actually both guys are already there and they were like receiving votes. Granted, they were redshirting. Some of those freshmen are redshirting. And I know they got Timo Lookett as a freshman for this past year, but he was not clear to play. And he technically could go pro too if he so desires. Because he's that good when you look at the ATP. Now, Wake Forest, man, you took a step forward this past year. I mean, you were like around a 32 a year ago. And you didn't have the strongest of top 2 in the lineup, but man, you made it to the Final Four. And I know Virginia was banged up. I know. But you got... And I don't know about Franco Albo coming back because he only played like 1 match this year. So I don't know if he's redshirting or what. So they do have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys for sure. Maybe even if Franco is done for his career. Yeah, so 7 guys potentially in it. And I know some of those guys were not even playing. Possibly, and like I said earlier, who knows? And they do have like 3 players coming in next year because Brendan Bolin, he changed his mind about Wake Forest and he's going to go to Arkansas instead. So yeah, that's already 3, just 3, and it's like the number 18 or 13 recruiting class. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All 8 teams I went over rosters for. Just to give some context, and we're going to have to wait and see what happens, especially in the transfer portal. Now those players could leave if they decided to stick on all this time. If they won in players turning pro, because it is a real thing. It is. And I will say for TCU, I know they only lose 2 seniors, but both of those got, like, one of them's like a top 2 player in singles, and Jurasek as that number 6 or 4 through 6 guy. But we'll have to wait and see about Jack Pennington Jones, or Pedro Vivas even possibly turned pro. I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see what happens from here, as well as like potentially for TCU adding some players, because they don't have anybody in their recruiting class right now. They're probably going to add somebody, I would think. So anyways, if you like this content, hit the like and subscribe button. I'll see you guys later on the road to 700 subscribers. Of course, ultimate goal is 1,000 or more. So my money out this course, liking the video, comment the video, really helps the YouTube algorithm so more people can see it. Sharing the video does help as well so more people can watch. And if you're watching and not subscribed, hit subscribe button, hit the notification bell as well.